Hello everyone, welcome again to Microsoft Excel. Today we will learn logical operations. So we can say that logical operations are very necessary in Microsoft Excel whenever we are dealing with some conditions. So in Excel, whenever we are dealing with a large amount of data, we might need some conditions to apply. So to apply the conditions, we need logical operations, and we can see OR, AND, XOR, and NOT. These are the type of logical operations, logical operators by which we can carry out logical operations. So today we will discuss how do they work. First of all, OR function. This function returns true if any of the given conditions matches. For example, if we have more than one conditions, so any of the conditions must match, then only it will return true. So to show this, I will show an example. Consider this is 1, 0, and this is 0, this is 1, and this is 1, this is 1. Now we will see the result of it. We are applying OR function. This cell equal to 1, we are assuming it, and this function also equal to 1. We can see it is returning true. If we take it 0 and 0, then it will be false. If we take 1 and 1, then it will return true. So now I will explain all this. These logical operators, OR, AND, XOR, and NOT, they always returns true or false. These are the true and false that we find in if statement. In if statement, we know there is a logical test, and then we can give a value that is for true, and also we can give a value for false. So these are the true and false, based on which we can write our statements. So we have to remember that these logical functions always return true or false. So as we have said that this function returns true if any of the conditions matches. We can see in both the cases we have written this cell equal to 1 and this cell equal to 1, and these are the conditions that any of the cell, if it matches, then it will return 2, and we can see that this cell matches with its value, so it is returning true. In this case also we have one cell equal to 1, that's why it is returning true, and in this case 0 and 0, no cell is being matched, that's why it has returned false, and in this case both the conditions have matched, so obviously it is returning true. So this is the use of OR function. We can use OR function along with if, so I am showing the utilization. For example, now if we apply if function, we can write like this: if this equal to a, sorry, after if we have to use or. A is found, no, sorry, no A is there. In this case we can see that in this data range, these are the data ranges. I am coloring it. A is found. If we drag it down, we can see in every cases A is found. Now I am changing the data. I am changing it to say it is C, and you can see this, no A is there. Also if we change here also, we change it to B, we can see no A is there. And once we write A, then it will return A is found. From this data range it is finding A and showing the relevant result. So this is the function. We have applied if, then or. Then I am checking each of the cells are having the value as A. So I have given all the cell addresses and checking it with A. So E14 equal to A, F14 equal to A, G14 equal to also A. So any of the given three conditions if matches, then this segment will be executed, else this one will be executed. So this is OR function. Again I am summarizing. This function returns true if any of the given conditions matches. So if I have applied it with if and applied OR function, and we are seeing that within the given three conditions, if any one matches, then it will return true. True means value if true. That means the first statement will be executed. If it is false, then second statement will be executed. That is OR function. And any number of conditions can be applied. There is no limitation. If there are about 100 conditions, then also it will work like in the same way. If any of the 100 conditions matches, any one of the 100 condition matches, then it will return true. And obviously if the 100 conditions matches, then also it will return true. This is OR function. Now we will learn AND function. We can see this AND function. This function returns true if all the given conditions match. Again I am taking the numbers 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 1. Again I am writing this cell equal to 1 and also this cell equal to 1. I am giving both the cells equal value. Then we can see it has returned false. Why is this so? Because in this case we can see both the conditions haven't matched, so it is returning false. In this case also both the conditions are not matched, and in this case also, but in this case we can see both the conditions match. That's why it is returning true. So this is AND function. In this function all the conditions need to be matched, otherwise it will return false. So I am giving an example for it. Though we have discussed AND function earlier while we were learning the grades, I am taking random values, say equal to ran between. Now we are taking a small number followed by a greater number, then control enter. We are copying it and going to paste and value v. So I am writing number 1, number 2 and this one is value and this is remarks. Now we will check whether this value resides within these two given numbers. So for this we are applying if is greater than minimum of the two numbers and also less than the maximum of the two given numbers. Then it will return yes, else it will return no. So you can see 28 is within the two given numbers, so that's why it is showing yes. And in case of 43 we can see these are out of the range, this is not within the two given numbers, that's why it has written no. And in case of 59 also, in this case it is also, but 35 is within the two given numbers and 84 is greater than both the numbers, so it is not between the two numbers, that's why it has written no. So once again we'll see the formula, that is we have checked, we have applied AND function, and within AND function we are applying multiple conditions. That is, first of all, this value is greater than the minimum of the two given values. If any number is greater than the minimum of the two given numbers, along with this, if the value is less than the maximum of the two given numbers, then only we can say that this value resides within two given values. So if both the condition matches, then only it will return yes, otherwise it will return no. So that is the utilization of AND function. So in this way we have find out whether the value resides within the two given numbers. So the value is greater than the minimum of the two given numbers, and it is also less than the maximum of the two given numbers. If both the condition matches, then it means that this value resides within the two given numbers. This is AND function. Now we will discuss XOR function. As we can see, this function returns true if any of the given conditions matches, but return false if all the conditions match. So we can show it like this: 1 0 1 0 1, and then 0 0, and then 1 and 1. So we are checking it. I'm applying the function over here, XOR. Now in the same way we are writing this cell equal to 1, and also this cell equal to 1. So we can see we have applied two conditions, and in both the conditions we have given the value 1. So now we are pressing enter, and we can see it has returned true. XOR function works in the same way like OR function does, but one difference is there. In case of OR function, if both the conditions match, then it will return true, but in XOR, if both the conditions match, then it will return false. This is the only difference that OR and XOR function has. So it is returning true. As we can see, any of the given condition has matched. Now we are dragging it down. We can see in case of 0 as 0, no conditions are being matched, that's why it has returned false. And in this case both the conditions are matching, but still it is returning false. Both the conditions are matching, but still it is returning false. So we can simply see an example for this. Suppose we have a match 1, match 2, and then match 3. So 3 matches will be played. And now we can consider that a team has won a match and lost a match. Another team has lost a match, and then in match 2 they have won. And one team is there, they have lost both the matches, and other team is there that have won both the matches. Now we will check the third match to be played by which team. The condition is that if within the two matches, if any team has lost both the matches, then the team will not be allowed to play the third match. And also if any team has won both the matches, then also that team need not play match 3. But if any team has one match has won one match and lost in one, then that team must play the third match. So in this case we can apply XOR function. If then XOR, we are writing this cell equal to 1, and also this cell equal to 1. If it is so, then we can say we'll play. If not, we can say no need to play. again I'm saying the condition, uh, two matches have already done, one match is left. If any team has won only one match of the two matches, then that team needs to play the next match, that is match number 3. If any team has lost both the matches, match 1 and match 2, then this team need not play the match 3. If any team has won both the matches, then that team also need not play the third match. So we have supplied the statement like this, and now we are hitting the enter key. Now we can see it will play as the team has won only one match, so he will play. In this case also we can see it has won only one match, that means he will play the third match. And in this case that team has lost both the matches, so he need not play, and one team has won both the matches, so no need to play. So this is the utilization of XOR function. Again I am saying XOR and OR both are similar, but a slight difference is there. Whenever both the conditions match, then it will return false in case of XOR, but in case of OR it will return true. That is the only difference. And the similarity is there, if any of the condition matches, then it will return true. So this is XOR function. Now one logical function is left, that is NOT. So we can see this function returns the opposite result of the previous function results. Yes, for example, we are writing one, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Now if we apply OR function, this cell equal to 1 and this cell also equal to 1, then we can see it is returning true, obviously. But once we apply NOT function, sorry, then we can see the results are changed. So earlier it was returning true, now it is false. It was true, now it is false. It was false, now it is true. And it was true, now it is false. So it is showing the opposite of it. You can see we have used NOT function. Also if we apply AND function, you can see this. In this case both the conditions are not matched, so it ought to have returned false, but as we have applied NOT, it is returning true. In this case both the conditions have matched, so as we have used AND, it should return true, but it is false as we have applied NOT function. Again I am giving a short example, like I am writing ABC over here, and now we are applying if function. If this cell equal to ABC, then it will return yes, else it will return no. So simply it will return yes. As we can see, yes, it has written yes because this cell contains ABC. Now we will apply not function to it. We have applied not function, as we can see. So now it is meaning like this: if this cell does not contain ABC, so we can see that this cell contains ABC, so it should have returned yes. But in this case, whenever we have applied not, it will return no. That means if we have applied not, that means that this cell does not contain ABC. We can see it is returning no. That means it is saying that this cell does not contain ABC. Just it is returning the opposite of the simple function. So that is the utilization of if, of not. So I am giving a simple example where not is used. Suppose I am writing enter a name. I have written enter a name and leaving a blank space after it. We are bordering it. Now I am writing remarks over here. And here we will apply if function. And the valid names are A, B and C. So we can see the valid names are only A or B or C. So within these three names we can write over here. So as the cell is blank, it is showing no text has been entered. Once we write D, it is showing invalid. Once we write B, it is valid. Once we write A, it is showing valid. If we write E, then it is invalid. So you can see we have applied not function. First of all, we have written E10, that means this cell equal to nothing is there, double inverted comma, we have applied double inverted comma, and this is blank. So nothing is there, it will display no text has been entered. And then if we write something, then it will go to this if. Within this if we have written not, then we have applied or. So if this cell doesn't contain A, B or C, then it will show invalid, and if it contain A or B or C, any one of them, then it will show valid. So this is the utilization of not. This is the use of not. Again I am showing, if I don't write anything, then it will display no text has been entered. Once we enter any other letter, it will show invalid. Once we enter within A, B or C, then it will return valid. So I think all the logical functions are clear. OR functions return true if any of the condition is true, and in case of AND function, if all the given conditions match, then only it will return true. And in XOR function, it will return true if any of the conditions matches, and it will return false if both the condition match. And NOT function exactly works the opposite of the previous functions. It will return the opposite result. So that's all from logical operations. Thank you.